America is the land of bright lights and broken dreams, a place that delights and inspires a hunger for fame. It's also a place that some people find hard to leave, even after death.
My name's Gail Porter and I'm a skeptic.
My name is Chris Fleming and I am a sensitive.
It's my mission to investigate alleged sightings and hauntings of Hollywood ghosts.
A sensitive can detect paranormal events beyond the range of the 5 senses.
I wouldn't say I'm a non-believer, but I'm definitely a skeptic.
Together, our mission is to investigate the dead famous. Our search for the spirit of Nat King Cole lead us on one of our most terrifying paranormal trips so far.
Gail!
Would I be prepared to have my skepticism challenged?
Wow, look at that.
And would Chris have the psychological strength to guide us safely through this? Where does Nat King Cole's spirit reside?
Did you hear that?
From his beloved high school to the clubs and bars where he performed, would Nat King Cole make contact with me?
Oh my God!
With Chris?
Did you just touch me?
With everyone?
Gail, you okay?
Nat King Cole conquered the pop charts in the 50s and early 60s as a warm-voiced singer of ballads like Mona Lisa and Unforgettable. He was the most successful Black-American artist of the post-war era, and the first African-American to have his own radio and TV show. But in a culture full of racism, Nat had to fight for his success.
His TV and radio shows were canceled when advertisers backed out, shying away from an African-American artist. Once, when performing in his home state of Alabama, he was attacked on stage, and because of this, he vowed never to return to the South.
But he managed to beat the abuse to become one of America's most successful performers of his time. And it was here in Chicago that his meteoric career began, and it's here that we shall search for his spirit.
Born in 1917, Nat King Cole's career was cut short in 1965 when he died of lung cancer. He smoked 3 packets of cigarettes a day for most of his life. He was 48 years old.
If you talk about Nat King Cole, you're really talking about Chicago. He really was a product of a specific time, a specific place, and that was all about jazz and music. And that was Chicago in the 1920s and 1930s, and that's when he was growing up here.
But in such a big city, where would that spirit be hiding?
If you're looking for Nat King Cole's ghost, a good place to start would be the south side of Chicago, Bronzeville. This is the neighborhood where he grew up. This is where he was in high school. This is where he used to go and listen to the clubs, wander up and down the streets, hearing the music spilling out the doors and getting the sound of all the exciting sounds of jazz and popular music. And it's really where it all began. So I would think if he was going to come back, that's where he'd be.
Wendell Phillips High School was Chicago's first predominantly African-American high school.
Even when I was a student here, this was just the school that you didn't want to go to because it was a neighborhood school. It's kind of a rough neighborhood.
Despite its reputation, the teachers encouraged music and the arts. It was here that Nat King Cole first learned to sight read, listen to music, and become enamored with jazz music.
King Cole just had a passion, and that passion flourished during that particular time. When he was not in class, he could be found in the auditorium playing the piano.
The school has never been paranormally investigated, and so we were unsure if it was haunted or not. Chris went to explore the corridors and class.
Now, you went to school with Nat King Cole. What was he like?
We were about 15 years old, and I met Nat Cole in this very building. Nat was not a show-off, except when he was playing the piano. Then he would fire up. This school was a nurturing ground for him. The atmosphere in this building was of such nature that you were either singing or whistling. It was that kind of climate. The teachers were very encouraging about talent. He loved school. He loved the atmosphere. He wanted to brag about having gone to Phillips.
Okay, I just got a chill, major chill. All right, I'm definitely feeling something now. What I'm feeling right now is not place memory. My whole backside is tingling, my arms, my legs, my back, and I'm feeling it right around here, which was interesting. Now, I'm wondering if this is because my presence here now could be drawing their spirits forward and saying, hey, who's here? Who's recognizing us? And I'm really feeling it now, okay? Okay.
As the snow and the darkness fell on Wendell Phillips High School, we prepared ourselves for the investigation with the help of channeler Tom Cameron.
I've been insensitive since I was a child. Even when I was very young, I had knowledge of things that I shouldn't have any knowledge of, got impressions of people, places, and things that were beyond my immediate impressions. I'm looking forward to seeing if we can contact Nat King Cole, but it's really kind of a treat because I'm working with a de facto student of mine. I thought Chris...
It was
Just all
right
right
around
here.
in here. That's the vault that they said they store the music instruments, and this is where I hear actually, I still hear the music. It's very faint, but I hear the stuff psychically. Dano, is there any way that you can make this a wee bit louder so that Gail might be able to hear it?
Who did you ask?
Dano, that's my channel guide. When I go into trance, that's the person you'll be talking to.
Did you hear some, like, lady's voice singing?
Just now? Mm-hmm.
It was like...
I hear it.
There you go.
There you go. We all can hear this right now. Can you sing louder to us? Can you give us another sign that you're here?
We had all distinctly heard the sound of what appeared to be a young girl humming. Additionally, during this time, Chris had taken this photograph of a strange light next to the lockers. Was this the spirit of the girl showing herself to us? Whilst the sounds had been strange, I still needed more paranormal proof. Tom's spirit guide, Dano, guided us to the auditorium where he believed he could give us a sign that spirits did exist at Wendell Phillips High School. Would this be Nat King Cole, back to the stage where he loved to play, and would Tom be able to channel him? Dano wanted to speak to us through Tom.
Well, right then. As I said, there's a great deal of activity down here.
Are there any spirits in here with us now? And if there are,
Yes.
could they give me some kind of a sign?
More likely the thing that they would be able to do would be able to actually physically move one of the curtains or the draperies, if you will. I believe it's going to take place to that particular area of the stage. You see it moving?
Is it moving, Chris?
Oh my God. Yeah, it is.
It's the second drapery in, they're telling me.
Yeah. Can you see that, Gil? The second one, right where it ends on the right. You see it?
Can they move another one, Dano?
in that corner. Actually, it appears to be more the light frame that seems to have a sway to it.
Oh, I can see it now. Oh, yeah.
Do you see it undulating?
Yeah.
In my mind, it could have simply been a draft in the auditorium. Or was it a spirit trying to make contact?
I'm back among the living.
Was this pure coincidence, or had the spirits given us the sign I needed?
All right, my dear. So what'd you think?
That was very freaky.
Okay. So do you think that there's some activity here, that there were spirits here?
Possibly something's happened. I don't understand. I can't answer. Like, I don't know what's happening.
Oh, man, you're unbelievable. Tom, do you think that, eventually she's going to have something happen to her?
Oh, I definitely think so. Dano said that she's got something in store that's really going to shock her and make it almost impossible for her not to be a believer.
Okay, we will see.
Did you just touch me?
Little did I know that Dano's predictions would return to haunt me.
She lost her baby.
Did you hear that?
And not only would my beliefs take a U-turn, but I would have to fear for my own safety, as well as the crew's.
What's wrong?
Gil!
Our search for the spirit of Nat King Cole in his hometown of Chicago had so far been inconclusive. We'd come into contact with the unexplainable, but we were no nearer to finding his ghost.
It's interesting to watch Nat King Cole's career build from the 1930s when he had these small groups and recording venues, and soon by the 1950s he was playing some of the biggest nightclubs in the city. In fact, people who saw him in the clubs and the places that he played live realized that first and foremost he was a great entertainer.
We decided to follow in the footsteps of his music career. One location Chris had been keen to visit had been the Excalibur nightclub.
Excalibur started out in this big, hulking old building, of all things, the Chicago Historical Society back in the 19th century. This is kind of a dark, atmospheric kind of place, and walking into the door, it's kind of this mysterious journey. And it is a place you would expect Nat King Cole to play.
Excalibur is also known to be incredibly haunted.
I'm not really sure what classification of ghost they would be. I guess poltergeists move things around. I guess it could be a poltergeist. But there's more than one ghost here. That's definitely a fact.
Could one of these poltergeists be Nat King Cole?
Before I came here, I was a big skeptic. And through experience here, this has definitely opened my mind on a lot of things. You know, I've seen things and heard things, and yes, definitely, I'm a believer.
Well, this place, Gail, I've wanted to take you here for a long time. It's considered one of the most haunted places in Chicago.
Why is it so haunted?
Well, there's many different stories. The Chicago fire occurred. This is one place was burned by that, so a lot of people died when they were in this building. Also, the Eastland was a ship that capsized. Over 800 people died in that tragedy. And what they did is they took the bodies and they brought them throughout the entire city in different buildings. They laid them out so people could identify these bodies. Ooh. Yeah, I know, it's pretty gruesome. Ooh. But this is believed to be one of those places. This particular place has so many different stories, it could possibly be one of those stories relates to Nat King Cole.
Resident magician Neil Tobin gave us a guided tour.
This area here is the Dome Room. Back in the late 1950s, this was simply called the Dome. It was a jazz club. Such notables as Nat King Cole was believed to have played here at that time. And there have been a lot of manifestations experienced here, certainly a lot of vibrations felt at the very least. In terms of physical manifestations, inexplicable lights floating around in the darkened corners have been noted on all the levels. Glass bottles thrown from the shelves. And people do see outlines from time to time.
Is the spirit at all ever aggressive, or...?
Nobody's ever been hurt by that.
Okay.
It seems to be more playful than anything else. Okay, now this area is the penthouse. And again, there have been a lot of reports of paranormal activity in this area.
Okay.
Various lights floating around in different areas. Physical outlines, again, of people that come back again and again.
The last location is the basement. This is a maze of corridors and passages, which are used as the club's storage. It is also a place where work colleagues fear to go alone.
The manager, I don't know if he told you this story, sometimes when he sends people up here to get things, be it chairs or bottles or what have you, tends to have to send them in twos because they're too superstitious to come up here by themselves.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it just keeps going on and on and on.
What kind of things have happened up here paranormally?
Crates of liquor bottles that just would essentially stack themselves. The manager would be up here, he'd leave for a minute, come back, and they'd be up to the ceiling.
That's quite a handy
Sounds
ghost to
like
have.
an organized ghost.
Yeah.
Really.
Do you feel anything in here?
Well, let me walk through here. Over me.
When Chris was walking forward, a plastic cup fell from behind him. Was this the infamous poltergeist the Excalibur nightclub was so well known for? A poltergeist is widely believed to be an invisible ghost that interacts with others by moving and influencing inanimate objects. Poltergeists are often thought of as negative spirits.
I'm getting tingles right now. Did you feel the temperature kind of change in here now? There's like a cold spot right here, too.
What did it?
Yeah,
Yes, it did. There's nothing out of the ordinary. I mean, this isn't a bag. There are no other glasses up here at all. That's pretty odd.
It's not even nighttime yet.
I mean, if something like this is going to just come off a shelf right in front of us or behind us, then something's going on. Okay, the thing wants us to know that it's here. Probably
I'm a bit nervous.
Probably time to start investigating, huh?
Yeah. Oh, God.
Chris was excited about the paranormal activity he was sensing.
That's cool.
I was apprehensive. Could it be a low-level imposter antagonizing us? Or was it Nat King Cole giving us that all-important sign? I had brought in another sensitive called Jorianne to help us investigate the identity of these spirits.
Good seeing you. I have investigated the Excalibur nightclub in the past, and I find it extremely haunted. It can be a very scary place if you're very skeptical, because I've seen so many people come out of here saying that they've seen things and experienced things. This is the dome room.
That's right. And Neil said to us things like bottles smash, people see lights.
What I want to do is I just want to walk behind her, see if I feel any of the energy.
Well, I feel a woman up here right now just sitting here with her arms over the balcony, just watching us.
Did you just pick that up from sensing your surroundings?
Mm-hmm. I'm hearing her, I asked her, what is she doing here? And she's saying, I just hang out here.
You know how old she was?
Either 21 or 24.
Jorianne's sensitive nature means that she can hear the voices of spirits talking to her. She wears headphones to amplify this sound. I was not totally convinced. Nonetheless, Chris had taken this photograph in the direction Jorianne believed she had seen the woman. In the background, there appears to be the outline of two ghostly figures. Could this have been one of the women watching us?
Are there any spirits down here right now that can communicate with us? Give us a sign that you're here. Please come forward and give us a sign. Let's keep walking around. We've got a lot of places to cover.
That light just went on.
It's got to be, yeah. It's a motion sensor.
Oh.
I turn this off, okay? I want here to click. It's a motion sensor.
The place was large enough to warrant separate investigations. I went back to the dorm room with Jorianne, while Chris descended to the basement.
Whoever's down here, whoever's on this floor with us that's been walking around, that resides here, come forward and speak to me now.
you heard anything yet?
See, one thing that I'm hearing, Gail, and of course this just came out of nowhere, I'm hearing too many babies have died because of the alcohol. And I wish people would stop drinking.
You smell that? Perfume.
Yes.
You smell that?
Yes.
Perfume.
Yes.
It's perfume.
I do.
Very strong. It's gone. It's gone now. Okay, female. Who's here with us now? Prove to me that you're here. Did you hear that?
Was this sound and the smell of perfume the result of ghostly activity? When Chris listened back to his EVPs, the sound appeared to be that of a voice.
Prove to me that you're here. Did you hear that?
Was this a ghost communicating with Chris?
Prove to me that you're here. Did you hear that?
She stays here to try to influence those people that are pregnant and do not know it. And she lost her baby in a drunk driving accident.
Nonetheless, my beliefs were about to be tested. And if I had been able to predict the outcome of the investigation,
Gail!
and the danger fellow crew members were walking into,
Let me see your eyes.
I would have called the whole night off. Our search for the spirit of Nat King Cole had brought us to the Excalibur nightclub, a spot Nat was believed to have played in at the start of his successful music career. The Excalibur is also reported to be one of the most haunted locations in Chicago. We'd already experienced some paranormal activity.
She lost her baby.
You smell that? Perfume.
But felt we hadn't yet made contact with the spirit of Nat King Cole. We moved on to the last haunted location, the penthouse.
Now there's been supposedly some activity up here also, so what I want to do is call it and see if we can get anything to happen. Can you give us a sign that you're here?
Chris suddenly sensed something was calling for him from the far end of the room.
I am sensing a woman with dark hair, very stern, very strong, very like a purpose, very dark. Do you feed off of people that come in here and take their energy? You do. I don't believe you can actually affect a physical person. I don't believe you can absorb their energy. So why don't you prove it to me right now? What's wrong?
Unexpectedly, the director, who's holding the camera, falls to the ground.
Are you okay? Hey, Gail?
Maria, are you okay? What's up? What is it?
Maria, come here.
Oh my God.
Come here, come here. Come here. Inside.
Man.
Cross the legs, cross the legs. Cross the legs right now. Come here. Hang on. You've proved your point, now go. Listen to me. Listen to me right now.
After the trauma of tonight's events, I decided to call the investigation at the Excalibur to an end.
Did you pass out?
She collapsed over there.
It was time to move our investigation for Nat King Cole out of Chicago's center and into the cold, inhospitable landscape of Willow Springs, an area that once attracted many jazz musicians, including the Willowbrook Barn drew in the big bands such as Nat King Cole and his band, the Rogue Rhythm. Afterwards, everyone would pile across the road to Rico D's to drink illegal alcohol and have a good time.
Rico's would be a good place for Nat King Cole to make, let's say, a return engagement in the afterlife, because it's another place that must have had great meaning to him, and there was a place where he was emerging as a star in himself.
Today, Rico D's is still a running restaurant, but it's as well known for its ghosts as its food.
You know, I don't like the word haunted. I really like, you know,
It has been investigated by many ghost trackers and psychics, and photographic evidence of strange anomalies support its spooky reputation. These include pictures of orbs, strange lights, and ghostly figures appearing in mirrors and windows.
If someone came in who was skeptic, I would almost guarantee that before they left, they would not be skeptic anymore.
It was here that I wanted to take Chris in a last-ditch attempt to find if Nat's spirit would come back to a place he loved to socialise.
Now, Nat King Cole used to play at the Willowbrook, so he did his gigs there, and then he'd come over here to Rico D's and have maybe something to eat and sort of hang out after his gigs. And this place is supposed to be one of the most haunted places in Chicago.
No, I have heard about this place, and it's one of those kind of gems that not too many people know about.
What I don't understand is, you know, every time we go and travel, whether it's LA, San Francisco, Vegas, there's always one place that's the most haunted place.
Right.
Does that mean that there's more spirits here, and why are they so attracted to one specific place?
Well, when you say most haunted, it's because it's very active. There are things that are going on now that people are, you know, picking up, that they're noticing.
So it could just be one spirit making a lot of commotion.
Could be. There could be two or three.
A busy spirit.
Busy spirits. There you go.
Busy spirit. We should go and see if the busy spirit's Nat King Cole.
Yes.
Hey, it's snowing. Did you notice?
How could I not notice?
We met up with the owner, Dawn, to find out more about its history.
And I've been told that this is the place that Nat King Cole and people like him would have sat down and had a nice meal and drink.
Is there any sort of paranormal activity that actually has happened in this room?
Yes.
What's that?
My first experience was I actually met a physical being just like yourself, and I didn't know it was someone from another dimension.
So you saw a ghost?
Absolutely.
And you were a skeptic before you saw the ghost?
No question. A lady, probably a little bit taller than yourself, probably in her 60s, and she went by the name Isabel.
How did you know that her name was Isabel?
She said her name was Isabel. I'm thinking to myself, what did I get myself into?
I just saw something. Did you see me go like...
Yeah, what was that?
Right over
My
here.
hair's standing up
No,
right now.
right now I got chills.
Did you? Me too.
This tall.
Really?
Okay.
Really?
We were
my
talking.
hair's standing up right now.
We were talking earlier. You said there was a boy or something.
Yeah,
right?
Adam's here.
I'm not kidding you.
I can feel him. He just came by, didn't he?
I just saw like a little kid just go like this and then go like that.
I knew it.
Do you feel him a lot?
Yes, he's right by me right now. He's right here right
got
now.
chills.
He's
Who
right
is
here
Adam?
right now.
Who's
He's
Adam?
like Adam.
Who is he?
Adam's one of the spirits, okay, that I found out later on. And he's a small child.
How are you feeling? You okay?
Oh no, I'm fine.
Do you
no,
feel?
I just at first I was startled. I'm like, wait a minute, I know what I just saw. I just saw that, and then that's why I had to break what we were doing and come over here.
The dining room is not the only area to experience unexplainable incidents. The whole building has a documented history, including the basement.
This is the basement of the speakeasy, and the people would come down the stairwell. They'd have candles, and there's a secret room back here that they would hide in.
That was like a little hideout.
And they would hold up over there while the place was being raided. And then when the police would leave, they would either go back to what they were doing, or there would be an escape route through one of the tunnels.
Is there anything on record of anybody being buried in these floors at all? I mean, I'm picking up It's like body parts, body...
The only stories that I've heard is that in this area right here, right back here, that dust, it's a combination of limestone and bone fragments, because I heard that this area that we're standing on was once an area that was part of a crematory. So...
You just touched it.
I don't know whether that's a true story or not, but I heard it, and I know that stuff feels awful funny. We're on the second floor now, and I've been told that the second floor was a brothel. And the area we're stepping in right now is the parlor.
Okay.
And there's a possibility that people like Nat King Cole could have been entertained here.
Is this the floor that you said Isabel lives on?
Definitely, yes. Again, her presence has always been sensed.
Could any of the spirits residing here be Nat King Cole? Tonight, I wanted substantial evidence that paranormal activity exists. So I'd called in the Chicago Ghost Trackers, a team of highly experienced ghost hunters who use cutting-edge technology in their investigations.
We have been to Rico D's before on 2 past occasions, and on both of these occasions we have experienced unusual anomalies both on our recording equipment and on some of our photographs that we have captured at this location.
The strangest image that they have caught is that of a ghostly arm reaching out from one of the trackers. It was our last attempt to see if the spirit of Nat King Cole lived on. As we prepared ourselves for the investigation, I realised just how nervous I'd become.
So jumpy!
Did you hear that?
This place was creepy, and I was apprehensive about the night ahead.
Wow, look at that.
I was right to feel nervous. Yet I still wasn't prepared for what was to come.
Gil, you okay?
Our search for the spirit of Nat King Cole had brought us to Rico D's, a bar and restaurant he loved to visit after a performance. However, Rico's is also known to be the most haunted location in Chicago, with frequent sightings of ghosts and other paranormal phenomena occurring regularly. We decided to investigate the restaurant in the hope that Nat King Cole's spirit would be here. I had invited along the Chicago Ghost Trackers, a group of paranormal investigators who were familiar with the history and activity of this place.
Well, one of our past recordings actually gave us a number of ghosts, and I believe the number said 7 ghosts that are here at this building. There's a very probable chance that one of these ghosts could, in fact, be Nat King Cole.
I hoped that the Ghost Tracker's equipment would therefore lure Nat King Cole back into the spotlight.
These are 3 cameras set up upstairs in some of the hot spots. We're hoping to capture some sort of paranormal activity happening on these cameras.
So basically, we're watching a live feed from upstairs, so we can keep an eye on every room.
Definitely.
Gil, I have a great idea, all right? You take this walkie-talkie that I gave you earlier.
Okay.
Okay? I'm going to go upstairs and I'm going to venture into each one of these rooms, and I want you to communicate with me.
So if I see something on the screen, I can tell you.
Please let me know if you see anything.
Okay.
Okay? Now, if we actually catch something on here, are you going to finally be a believer?
I'll think about it.
You'll think about it. Okay, well, we'll see what happens. All right, spirits. I know you're up here. Spirits, come forward. If there's anybody else on this floor besides us, please come here now. I can sense you're here, you're listening to me.
Looking around like he saw something there.
Did you hear that? Okay, I just heard something down the hallway here.
What did you hear?
Come on, spirits. You gotta be more active than that. Spirits, come into this room. Do not be afraid. I'm not here to hurt you. I'm actually a friend. Please come forward into this room and appear.
Is that
Something
one?
went across. That might have been something there that went across.
I think an orb just went right in front of you, right across the room.
I'm getting chills now.
There was something in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen to your right.
Did you hear that? Yep. All right, Gail, we just had like 2 slight knocks. Can you do that again? We just heard it again. You guys aren't knocking downstairs, are you?
No, no, definitely not.
It's cold behind me. Okay, I'm getting chills behind me, Gail.
In the double bedroom, we just saw what looked like an orb, and it seemed to be circling and then headed to the wall.
Who was just here?
It seems like every time you go into a room, the orbs go into another room.
They don't like me.
Shall we swap?
All right, I'm coming down.
Could you give us a sign if there's anyone here?
See that one? Yeah.
Yeah, there was one in the parlor, in front of the door, in between both doorways.
That was one.
Yeah. Oh, another one. Go into the fireplace room. It just went back into the fireplace room.
Right here.
Go towards the fireplace. Yeah. Right there. Sit down on the chair for a second. I want to see what happens.
Okay. If there's anybody here, would you give me a sign? No?
Yeah, both rooms actually was something.
Gail, go back into the bedroom. We just had one in the bedroom, went up from the floor to the ceiling.
Okay. Again, the activity seemed to be coming from a different room. Okay, I'm in the bedroom.
Why don't you move farther back to the back part of the room?
Okay, there.
Oh, you don't like standing over there?
I don't like it.
Chicken.
I've got all goosebumpsies.
I'm going to send Don up there with you because what he's saying is that they're basically afraid of us. Maybe he can talk to them and they'll come out. Okay, let's try it.
So jumpy. In this room, right, sorry, I jumped, you gave me a fright. I've got Don up here now. Trying to have a seat if I can shout for it. Is Adam with you? Oh my god!
Yes.
What was that? Trying to knock the camera over or causing vibrations within the room? Or was it down to the natural movements of an old building?
I'm sorry, there's something in that room and it's made an awful noise and I don't like it.
Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Don wants me more.
Sit in the chair. Sit in the chair. Okay, guys. You want to come up and meet Gail? She's been a skeptic all her life, just like I've been. And it's time to reveal yourself.
There you go. Yeah, we got a nice one right behind him by the door.
What was that knock?
From Adam's room.
There was a knock from Adam's room.
You got a knock from Adam's room?
I'm going to walk down the hallway. Just sit in the chair.
Adam was the child spirit Don believed was residing here.
Oh, jeez. You see that? Oh.
That was interesting.
Okay, we had one that just followed Don out the door where he just went. Big, bright orbs.
Adam's room was at the end of the hallway.
Someone's following me. You want to open the door?
There's noises coming from inside the room.
Adam? He's cold right here, isn't it?
It's freezing. It was here that I suddenly felt strange.
Gail, you okay?
Yeah.
You want to come with me now?
Can you see any lights on the floor? Dawn, girl doesn't look right, I think. I think we should take her out.
Isabel. Isabel, are you here in Gail? Come here. Come with me. Come on. Come on with me. Yeah, she is.
What?
Isabel. Isabel is taken for a moment, is taken over here. She's fine. She's fine.
It's weird in there.
Did you feel like somebody almost took you over, in a sense?
I felt like I missed that room. Like I felt like I was just like watching watching my child or something.
Isabel loves sitting in that chair, and actually, really, for a moment, she took you.
Should we go downstairs?
Yeah, now. Okay. All right.
The investigation was brought to a close. We might not have found Nat King Cole, but I'd found something in myself. Was this the end of my skepticism? Chris and I met in the hotel lounge the following morning.
How are you feeling after last night?
I don't really remember much. It seems like it's a few seconds, but then when you speak to everyone, it's a few minutes of being just... I felt like I'd been in that room before, and I missed the room, and I don't know.
So do you think, from your standpoint, we may not have been successful in contacting Nat King Cole, but we did come up with a lot of evidence, and not just evidence that we saw on camera, but it was actually evidence that you even experienced. You're starting to open up more to the possibilities.
Yes.
To the possibilities that this stuff exists.
Yes.
You stalked them, you bombed them, you terrorized them, and then you killed them, one by one.
Criminal Minds, Friday at 9, exclusive to Living TV.
Tonight, though, the Most Haunted team head to Petty, France in Gloucestershire for one of the creepiest investigations yet.